Tonight, we talk about the Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 37 after 200 plus miles. Stay tuned.
Can you come over? I don't wanna play our song alone. Yeah, you should come over. All this time I'm waiting for no one. Searching for the only thing that's you. It's time I got a hold on what you want. I've been wearing out your name, it's on my tongue. Can't you hear my voice cut noise at all? I wish you could come around. Won't you come on over? Darling, I know that I'll be just fine. Won't you come on over?
Alright, welcome back to the vlog, everyone. My name is Filip Latocha, and today, like I said, we're going to be reviewing the Nike Zoom Pegasus 37 after 200 plus miles. So, my last video was at about the 100 mile mark, and we were able to see kind of the wear and tear and where the pain points of the shoe were kind of developing. So now, after 200 miles, that's where we start seeing some substantial differences in terms of performance, the shred on the bottom of the sole of the shoe, and other things like that, and just kind of give my comments as we go along with it. Before we get into it, just a couple of things. I finally invested in a mic for this channel. My friends recommended I get a Yeti microphone. They said, get the Yeti or don't vlog anymore. So I bought the Yeti, okay? So I hope it sounds a lot better. I'll keep tweaking the audio as we go along just to make sure it's perfect. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. And secondly, we're still monitoring the Chicago Marathon status. Earlier today, as of June 24th, 2020, the New York Marathon is apparently canceled. I'll look into more details for it. It's either canceled or it's postponed, or they defer entries to next year, kind of like Tokyo did. So we're gonna see how that plays along. And it's pretty sad to hear about it, but you know, it is what it is. So the Chicago Marathon organization already announced that they're monitoring the situation. We're going to see how things go. Relatively speaking, it sounds like in terms of COVID-19 cases, Illinois is doing pretty well. Again, we'll see how it plays out as October draws near, but we continue training as we go along. So without further ado, let's get into the shoe review. Okay, so as a quick recap of what we know right now, the shoe offset is about 10 millimeters, where it's 24 at the heel, 14 at the forefoot here. Making it a pretty thick shoe in terms of how much foam we've got on it, so it's a very comfortable ride. A lot faster than some of the shoes I've run in the past, but not nearly as fast as the racing shoes like the Zoom Fly or the Alpha Fly and X%. You know how it goes. So it's been over 2 years since I've run 200 plus miles in any shoe I've ever run in before, excluding the Next percents. Why is that? It's most likely because I would have bought a new shoe by then and I just never look back, or that shoe just upgrades or it retires into a working shoe, whether I use it for lawn work or I go on walks with it until the shoe eventually breaks down, right? So it's very rare that I get a shoe that's 200 plus miles and I'm still running in it. That being said, I think this shoe is calculated to run about 300 to 500. And I'm willing to take it to end of life running with it. So, yeah, we're about at least halfway there, I suppose, which is a good sign. And, yeah, so far I still like the shoe. It's not heavily broken down yet. We'll just talk about some of the things we see here. So, on the external, let's see if I can get this right. On the external, there's no wear and tear so much wherever your toe box is. I don't think that's a problem. Typically, shoes I've seen before in the past would rip. These have not ripped so far. These are holding out pretty well. There's no damage on the lips of the heel, nothing on the sole. Shoelaces are holding in. The tongue of the shoe is sitting tight. I would say the exterior, pretty good so far. let's talk about the bottoms of the shoe. This is where things get kind of important. So, I gave these shoes just a brief rinse just to kind of clean them out, just to show you exactly what's going on with the wear and tear. So comparatively speaking, at 100 plus miles, the shoe wear and tear wasn't so bad, but there was significant wear here in the forefoot where I'm typically striking. This would actually be more of the midfoot, closer to forefoot, but not quite toe box striking yet, so it's not so bad. The things I do want to point out is that we have a lot of shred still up here in this forefoot area, to the point where the rubber might start ripping off if and only if I start running on more gravel and it starts scraping and getting into this rubber area. So that's just something to be cautious about as we move forward. The shoe doesn't have a carbon plate, so there's no extra protection if rocks and other debris start getting in there and break through the foam, or the rubber in this case. Maybe we'll have a little bit of protection from this 10mm foam, who knows. What else? On the outside here, so this is my right shoe. There is a little bit of wear as we go out here on the outside, which is kind of expected of my shoes, as I've done in the past. Again, not too concerned. There is a little bit of beat here. There's a little bit, not so much towards the toe box as we get up here in the tip of the shoe, but yeah, it's definitely beginning to shred on the outside. So as of right now, the Air Zoom logo looks like it's breaking up just a little bit. Again, I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm more concerned what it's going to look like at about 300 plus miles. Honestly, the best features of the shoe right now are definitely in the heel. There's barely any shred that has occurred anywhere, basically, in this heel area, because I'm not really walking in these shoes, so I'm not utilizing the heel when I'm walking while heel striking. Do we have any compressed foam anywhere? It's not so bad on the inside. There's a little bit of dirt. It is a little compressed here and there, but it's nothing that's unacceptable after 200 plus miles. So overall, holding out pretty well. I am curious to see where at 300 plus miles this midfoot area is gonna go. If it's gonna start breaking up, if it's gonna start ripping. I'm curious. Maybe we're gonna see the air pocket once and for all. Hopefully we don't, though. At least not in the middle of a run. So that's kind of the good status with that one. That's the good news. It's about the same damage on the left foot as well, so I'm not going to go into it. But the other piece I do want to talk about is the orthopedics in the shoe that already came with it, and just kind of the wear and tear that's going on with them. This was also with the right foot, so you can see that the wear and tear is pretty accurate to what's going on in the shoe here as well. So you can see there's a lot of wear here on the outside of my foot, so there's a little more impact per se because I supinate just slightly with the right foot. There's also a little bit of wear here at the ball of my foot as well, also expected whenever we're doing a little more tempo and the foot kind of corrects itself. So yeah, the orthopedics are looking pretty beat up, but again, that's expected. We're 200 plus miles in and they're not so bad. The left foot, there's a little bit more consistency, as you can see. It just shredded all the way across. I guess my left foot is just cooperating better. The logos are shredding, of course, but yeah, I just did kind of want to analyze this, that both of my feet are kind of shredding slightly differently, and that might be due to the trails I'm running on, where they're slightly slanted to allow for water drainage in the middle of rain. It's kind of a Chicago thing. I suppose it's a big city thing in this particular instance, so I digress. So 200 plus miles in, the shoe is alive and kicking. I'm still going to be running in it, but I'm going to start shuffling this a little bit more with the Infinity React, only because I've kind of kept those shoes off to the side for more recovery days. I do want to start making that 200 plus mile video for that shoe in particular, because it's getting very close. The wear is starting to show up. It's beginning to show its wear and tear on the bottoms of the shoe. The exterior is built pretty tough. It's still very comfortable to run in. And I have no major complaints of this shoe right now. Well, at least that's just me. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely like it. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about this shoe or any suggestions moving forward, please let me know. And yeah, I will be looking forward to seeing you guys in the Infinity React 200 plus miles and maybe the 300 plus miles of this shoe. Hopefully not the end of life video, but you never know, right? So yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys real soon.